Hi, my name is Ines and welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about emotions, have difficult conversations, and a safe space to feel our feels. So the episode I wanted to do with you guys today is how to transmute energy. Now, before we even get into it, I want to clarify what it means to transmute energy. It is simply being able to control your emotions and having a certain level of emotional intelligence that you're able to control what emotion you have at the moment. It also helps control your reaction, how you react, etc. Okay, so basically to get you started to be able to transmute energy, you have to practice mindfulness, meditation, and or journaling. You have to talk to your emotions, know and understand your emotions enough so that when they do occur, it's like a quick little, oh, this is what it is. It's a quick little recognition. So it's kind of like, oh, this is happiness. I'm happy for this. And this is stuff that's going to be happening very quickly in your mind. You're not actually going to sit there and being like, okay, now let me do my little checklist. This is why you practice the mindfulness and the meditation. When you practice mindfulness and meditation, I did an episode on it where I talked about what meditation really is. And I feel like people give up on meditation because they can't control the thoughts in their head. First and foremost, you're not supposed to control the thoughts in your head. If you have a lot of thoughts, me for example, when I have a lot of emotions going through me, if I'm triggered, if I'm going through shadow work, just like last 2 weeks I've been doing some inner child work, and I have been paying attention and I have been journaling more often than regular because I've had so many thoughts and emotions kind of going through me. When I had those 2 weeks of, I guess, anger and like getting triggered, I started practicing a daily affirmation that basically went, I transmute this irritation into relaxation. And then I would breathe in and out and take deep breaths, and I would say this affirmation, and I would just say, I transmute this energy into this energy. So whatever I'm feeling that I don't necessarily want to feel, I transmute it into something I do want to feel. And what happens, a couple things. So one of the things that can happen is you're easily able to acknowledge that you are irritated, what you're irritated at, or if you're just irritated because of underlying issues, like for me it was inner child stuff. You're able to see like how silly your emotion is in that moment, and you're like, oh wow, okay, I'm really irritated about something, and then laugh it off, and laughing it off transmutes it into relaxation. There's also when you acknowledge an emotion and you think like, why am I so triggered by this? This shouldn't bother me. And you start talking to it, you actually start realizing, holy crap, this is stuff that I thought I had dealt with. I guess I hadn't. Now, both of these scenarios have been happening to me over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I thought I was really good with my inner child healing, and I was kind of concentrating on one thing. I was very proud of myself that I wasn't getting triggered, only to be triggered by something else that I did not think would trigger me the way that it did. And it actually ended up bringing up way more emotions in that scenario, but I was expecting those emotions to come from a different scenario. So anyways, so I learned something new about myself. I learned that there's a certain level of my inner child work that I haven't even quite tapped into yet, and it's an area that I keep avoiding. So it's important for you to talk to your emotions, be mindful, meditate on them. And if you don't know how to do any of these things, just start writing. I love automatic writing. It's just a great way that when you have a lot of thoughts in your head, you have a lot of emotions going through, you have that anxiety, you don't feel grounded, you don't feel, it's almost like you're flip-flopping in the air, right? Emotions are like water, okay? They're just constantly flowing, constantly there. What happens with your emotions when they're triggered or suppressed and want to come out is that they will start flowing whether you want them to or not. So in order for you to kind of ground your emotions so they're not so up flippity and up in the air, meditation, mindfulness, but especially journaling. Just having them written down and being able to see them allows you to understand more of what you're working with. When you start wanting to transmute your emotions, if you're especially trying to, like if you've got anger in you and you want, or irritation, you're easily irritated or anything like that, what you want to do is start talking to the emotions that you are trying to avoid. And then start looking at what emotions do I wish I had that I don't have. So anytime I need energy to, like if I have anger or irritation or anything like that, I transmute it into joy, into happiness, into relaxation, into actual physical energy to get stuff done. And I always start my affirmations as I transmute blah 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 energy into blah 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 energy. And I'll take a few minutes and I'll meditate on this. If there are any blocks, that's when they start coming up, when you start saying the affirmation. So it's important for you to kind of do it at a time and a space when you're able to dive deeper if you can. If you do have emotions coming up that you're like, I want to transmute this right away, I don't want this right now, then all you have to do, instead of working on the transmuting them part, because you do need a mindfulness state of mind for that, or a meditative state of mind for that, what you want to do, if you don't want to feel emotions at that moment, acknowledge them. Just say, holy crap, I am irritated. Oh my gosh, I'm angry. Wow, I have so much fear in me. I don't know why. I don't want to look at it right now. I am going to remember this and I'll look at it later. And this is why having at least 20 minutes a day before bedtime or at bedtime for you to not just unwind, but touch base with yourself. So when you go home later, you're able to say, okay, I had these emotions today. Where did they come from? This is kind of what I was doing. Oh, wow, that triggered it. Holy crap, never would have thought, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm gonna close off this episode on that. And if there's anything you guys ever want me to talk about, lay it down below. I am going to be covering emotions one by one. So I'm introducing a new series called Reviewing Emotions. If there's any specific emotions that don't make sense to you, comment down below. I will be going over a few of them, and yeah. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a great time on your healing journey. Don't forget to celebrate even the littlest accomplishments, and love you all.